The video you're about to watch is part 2 of my partner Warner and I's Miami Sellers Conference presentation where we talked about the keys to scaling online arbitrage business about 2 months ago in front of over 100 Amazon sellers live. So this is my first time really speaking on stage like that, which was pretty cool. You can check out the link down in the description for part 1 over on Warner Fields of Profits channels, and let's get right into it.
Yeah, and when you're thinking about all these different ways that you can manufacture margin, kind of going back to how do I identify that best place for me to look today? Like that Adidas sale is a great example of a place that's good to look because it's items that stack on a sale with a coupon code that isn't super obvious on a lot of listings, plus gift cards, plus cash back. Compared that to, I don't know, like the Nike sale going on right now, you're only going to be able to get that coupon. Maybe, you know, if Rakuten's in your back pocket, it might work for you, but probably not. You know, that kind of stuff. So you're not able to have as many advantages. So we're going to run through some of my favorite ways that I use. Sales Gazer, shout out Chris Grant. I check pretty much every day. Gives you a big giant list. You can plug in any of the sites that you've sourced from, sites you want to source from. Shows you a big long list of coupons. Deals Plus, Rakuten Hot Deals, that kind of stuff. All of these things are part of my daily workflow, so I can go in and kind of identify that best place for me to look that day. Because if I'm jumping in blind and maybe there's a Walgreens sale today, but there was a sale somewhere else that would have been way better and I'd made way more money during my time, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And then kind of just going off what we were talking about, Capital One Shopping, just to get really technical, is like a really, really good extension to find different coupon opportunities. And that's just like a great opportunity. And there's some it won't be like this forever, but a lot of the coupon codes they provide are different than necessarily what you would see on a sale website, because sales are typically a lot more finite. While 2 years ago, there's coupon codes I was using. It was our first week. It was me and Garrett buying stuff back in the day. Good times. Zoom, 3 a.m., all that stuff. And I was worried about that coupon being around tomorrow, and I used it this week. It's still around. So coupon codes are better than sales, in my opinion, and that's one of the great ways you can find them.
Yeah, and Capital One Shopping also has some codes they should definitely not have on there. So take advantage while it's there. And they also have a website. I stumbled on this a couple weeks ago for you guys. You can go to the website and click trending coupons. Shows you some other potential stuff for you to look at. And something else to think about while you're running through all these potential places to look is I have a list of sites that aren't really canceling my orders, and then a list of sites that maybe I could spend $1,000 or $2,000 a day, and I'm going to prioritize my time on those sites that want my money, right? So as I'm going through here, I'm going to skip the guys who canceled my orders. I'm going to go give my money to somebody who wants it. And then the last thing you can check, like you're talking about with your student there, just go check the sales banners. Like on that list of sites, just go back into your, the database of any OA leads you've ever bought, pull up all those pages, click the Capital One extension, go to the home page, see if there's anything like that, and that's going to help you identify where it might be that best place for you to spend your time today.
It's still going till 2:20, so there's good stuff on there, I promise. Yeah, and then ultimately there's some other cool stuff you can do with arbitrage. It's kind of like a buzzword, like geographic arbitrage. It sounds like really cool to say too. But yeah, there's sales tax and currency arbitrage. We're going to dive deep kind of into each of those. But the sales tax side of things is considering that, okay, say you live in Florida, on most products you're going to pay like 6-7% for them. But if you ship your products to New Hampshire or Oregon, Montana, or Delaware, you're going to pay 0%. So there's prep centers in these locations that'll do your inventory for like $1.25, $1.50 a unit, and you can actually save the sales tax shipping to that state and save a bunch of money, not have to do the work, not have to pay for the employees, have the warehouse, all that. It's pretty interesting stuff that's possible with this.
For sure. Yeah, and another thing I'm super big on, this was, like Avery was talking about, one of the main reasons I was able to generate 6 figures profit full-time in school, senior year, trying to finish finals, all that kind of stuff, was delegation, right? So I had help prepping products with the prep centers. I was in 9% sales tax. Who's got like 8 or 9, 10% sales tax? Yeah. You know the pain. You know the pain. So I was shipping it to like 9% sales tax Arkansas. Instead, you ship it to the prep center, save money, save time. And VAs specifically are something I'm big on, kind of talking on that kind of stuff. And that was one of the biggest ways I was able to pull myself out of the business, buy my time. And like we're talking about, arbitrage is a tool to buy back your time. And in my opinion, if you're not using your business to buy back your time, you just bought yourself a job. So that's where virtual assistants come into play for me.
Yeah, and then we obviously already talked about kind of the prep center model. Onlinejobs.ph is the one. Avery's tutorial from 2019, still fire. Use it for that. Like the spreadsheet, rainbows. Go look it up. It's on the channel. Yeah, right there is a great resource in terms of hiring people in the Philippines that are super talented to do tasks for $3 to $10 an hour that you'd otherwise have to do.
Yeah, you can also look at Upwork and apparently post on Twitter and you'll find a rock star.
Yeah, my VA shows love on my tweets. It's amazing.
Is he getting paid extra for that?
We'll work on that. Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. So I'll kind of break down my my personal team a little bit. Within your business, you can use virtual assistants for literally anything. If you're spending a good amount of time doing something, it's holding you back from doing a higher value task. It's a great sign it's time for you to go out and hire some help to do it, right? So for us, my first VA was a product sourcing VA. Some guys, maybe it's an admin VA. They help you with order cancels, tracking down IP complaints, all the boring stuff that prevents you from going out and doing the high value task of sourcing, right? For me, I also have video editors and people who help manage my emails and DMs and that kind of stuff. Like literally anything else you can explain to someone that's taking too much of your time, outsource it. And specifically within my Amazon team, I've had a team of about 20 VAs down to I think 8 right now. Cutting down to kind of the talented guys. So for me, it is a product manager up at the very top. He actually gets like a profit share on the company, so he's incentivized to care about the whole thing. And as he's looking through different products, like actually, putting time and dedicated effort into kind of providing that feedback. And all of my product sources, I have 6 product sourcers. They go out, source those deals based on that kind of rationale I was talking about. Is hey, here's that list of sites. Here's the best places for us to look today. Maybe I'll assign a certain VA if they're really good at some Nike stuff. Put them on Nike, or if they're really good at vitamins. Say hey, you crushed the vitamin sale last time. Go check this out. I'm sure it'll do pretty good there. And then I also have an admin VA that I hired pretty recently. She's been helping me track down order cancels, that kind of stuff. Something I should have done a long time ago. I'm ignoring my own advice, as you can kind of see.
And he's really right about the product research VAs. I just got my first, and I've had a content VA for like a year, but it's really, really helpful.
Yeah. And as you're training those VAs, I think just one thing I'll mention, we'll move on, is VAs to me and training employees in general is very iterative. I've had a lot more success in my OA business, especially with product sourcing, where it's, hey, here's your training course. Here's, spend 2 or 3 days learning how we do things, and then just go do it. And then provide that feedback. Hey, here's this mistake you made. I'm gonna make a Loom video. All right, you're still making that mistake. Let's hop on a call. And so it's that process, right? It's when you hire someone, it can feel like you have to teach them everything at once, and if they're not a rock star right away, then everything's failed. But it's very iterative, and your business is going to evolve, so their skill set will too.
Absolutely. Yeah, so it really comes down to like a few different parts of the equation, right, in terms of consistently finding good items, and then if you're having money left over that you need to source with and you're out of time to look for opportunities, it's probably time to get a VA, which is what we run into and why we've gone ahead and solved that.
This is the problem I ran into for product sourcing. I was able to see, hey, there's these 2, 3, 4 extra places that I wanted to look that day. I've got the money to spend there. I just didn't have time. So then it's time to get that VA. There's probably a lot of you guys who are in that boat where it's like, oh, I could have looked there and there and there and there, but I didn't have time. So then it could be time for you to kind of start thinking about getting some help.
Yeah, and then you guys, Buy Box Bandits listeners, we still can't get you all to do it. But a big part of all the speakers on stage right now is they have a social media presence and they're a member of the Amazon community. People know them, people come to them. I'm all about positioning and thinking about like compounding and stuff like that, and I don't know a better way to grow my Amazon business than talking to other Amazon sellers as much as possible. And I don't know a better way to do that than the free tools we have with social media and everything. So it's a major component of what all of us on stage have that a lot of people don't take advantage of, and I would recommend really starting to do the social media side of things because it costs nothing. It's really easy once you start getting doing it, and I just think we would all be wealthier if we knew more like-minded people, and it's a great way to do it. You guys hear me talk about it all the time and everything, but start doing it.
Yeah, and with social media, I look at Billy, who was just kind of documenting his journey early on in the days. Like, he wasn't trying to teach anything or convince you that his method was right. Like, there's so much value in just being like, hey, here's what I did today. I went to a library sale. It kind of sucked. Or, hey, here's my shipment that went out. And that's just going to kind of give you that credibility in the space. So if you slide into somebody's DMs, they're selling a little bit on Amazon and say, oh, he's putting boxes on the front porch. It's just going to make life easier for you.
Yeah, you get a higher quality of answer than the anonymous guys and everything. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so if you want to catch up with us, we have the Buy Box Bandits podcast, Seller Amp got the booth back there, and then you can find us on all social media.